Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Anxiety and Depression is Not the End. Today's topic is something that you are probably thinking about a lot. Maybe you have forgotten about it. Maybe you have lost all hope. But it's about the light. It's about, is there a light after the darkness? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? I heard about it a lot before I went through my darkness. I never really thought much about it. But going through my journey living in a place where it felt that I was all alone and that there was nothing for me in the future and that, my world was just filled with complete darkness. The one thing I was searching for was that light. And I kept telling myself, is it a possibility for me even to see a little bit of it, going through every single day and not being able to feel any sort of happiness. There was no joy in my life. I was at the weakest point at my life. I had no strength at all. And I was just about to give up. And, the more and more I was engulfed in this darkness, the less I believed that there was any hope for me to actually see that there was something that was going to fill my room with, with this light that that I kept thinking about, right? And the reason why this episode is so important is for anyone that is going through a time right now where you just feel that there is no light, at the end of the tunnel, right? And it's really, really difficult when, again, like in most of my videos, I talk about how your thoughts are always you're always going through these negative thoughts, and it's just so hard for you to think of something positive, right? So this light, I didn't search for it as much until I was actually in complete darkness, because I got to a point in my life where I was like, I am so tired of living my life every single day feeling the way I am, that I don't believe that I'm going to ever find my happiness, that I don't believe that, I'm going to see brighter days, right? And so I started to really, really, I started to picture what it would be like if there was some possibility that there was a way that I can actually get to the point where I can at least start to see a little bit of it. And what pushed me was, I started looking back at the things that I should be grateful for, right? The things that I pushed away. I had to start telling myself that, you know what, Roger, there's no point in you trying to chase the version of you before you had your anxiety and depression. All of these things that happened to me were things that have already happened. I cannot go back into the past. I cannot change it. I cannot become the Roger that I used to be. So, I had to make a decision and tell myself that, Roger, there is a future that you have not seen yet. And yes, you are in a very dark place right now. And yes, maybe, it does not seem like there is something good that's going to happen to you in the future, or that there is any sort of light that is out there for you, right? But that was my mindset that I had to strengthen. I had to change the way I was thinking, because, the more I thought about darkness, the darker my world became. Right? So I had to really push myself and trust that whatever I'm going through right now, no matter how hard or how dark it is, that, these steps that I'm taking every single day, as long as I'm taking these steps every single day, as long as I'm trying every single day, and as long as I believe that there is a bright future ahead of me, then I can make that happen, right? And so as I was taking these steps, and you may be feeling this right now, that you are taking these steps, but you're not going anywhere. And I say this a lot, that even though it's a little tiny step, it's still progress. You can't see it, right? So the only thing you can do is you just have to believe that these steps that you are taking you to the place where you have visualized for yourself in a destination where you see yourself being at. So right now, maybe you don't have that vision right now. Maybe you can't see this light, right? Even though you want to get there so bad. But as long as you believe that one day that you are going to get there, you are going to get there. Because without a goal, without a mission, without a vision, you're just going to remain being lost. You're just going to be stuck in the same place, right? So you have to create something for yourself, right? I had to create, this happy place that I really, really wanted to get to, right? And, nothing changed for me until I started doing that, right? Because every single day was the same routine for me. I woke up every single day. My mind was telling me all these negative things, and I just kept believing in what my mind was telling me, right? And the more I believed in it, the more I believed that I was going to live in this darkness forever, that I was never going to heal myself, you know, all the things that I wished I had in my life, I was never going to achieve, right? So if you are telling yourself that, then what is going to happen? Most likely it's going to happen, right? Because you're so focused that this is my life, that this is the way it's going to be, right? So if you start to tell yourself that, hey, you know what? I can't lose hope. I have to have faith. I have to believe that there is this light at the end of this darkness, right? You're going to get there, right? You just have to really, really, your belief system is so important. Like, you have to not just only believe in that light, but you also have to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then how are you supposed to be able to continue moving forward, right? You don't want to be stuck in the same spot, because if you're stuck, right, there is no way that you can advance to get to your destination, right? And another reason why I wanted to make this video about the light is because some of you may be wondering, what do they mean about the light? What is the light, right? I didn't know what it was until I found it. And it's about love. It all started when I started loving myself, right? Because when you start to love yourself, that means that you appreciate your life and that you appreciate you, right? That you are willing to, to do what it takes. You're going to spend that time every single day to do something that brings you joy and happiness, instead of the opposite. Like for me, for example, I was telling myself all these negative things, how I was, looking in the mirror and telling myself and saying that I hate myself and that I'm useless and that I'm never going to be successful, I'm never going to be happy. Like all these things, all these words that I'm telling myself, maybe I didn't say them out loud, but they were in my mind and they were affecting me, right? I was targeting myself and I was harming myself mentally, right? And the more I did that, the more I saw myself, a version of myself that I couldn't even recognize, right? So you may be in a position where sometimes you look in the mirror and you just can't even look at yourself, because you're like, this person is not who I want to be. This person I hate. I cannot face this person anymore, right? So you need to change that. You need to make it so that you can look into the mirror and say that I love you. You love yourself, right? And once you start to understand about that love energy that you are creating for yourself, right? This is all a part of creating that light, right? Because, right now you could be holding the candle, right? And all you need to do is you have to light it up, right? And when you start to love yourself and you start to be more grateful for your life, that is, the fire that's gonna, spark that candle, right? And once that candle is lit, it's gonna remain lit, right? As long as you believe in yourself and you start loving yourself. And as it grows brighter and brighter, then you're gonna see that, hey, you know what, my life, I can start seeing changes. I can start to see a little bit of that light coming back into my life. And the more and more you spend that time focusing on yourself, right? Just appreciating, the day. Every single day is a blessing. Every single day that you are alive is a chance and an opportunity to make changes in your life, right? And if you have that kind of mindset, and if you believe that, that you are going to eventually overcome this anxiety or depression, or if you had hit rock bottom, probably one of the hardest things that you're ever going to go through in your entire life. If you are able to overcome this, then it's like, when I healed myself, I literally walked into this room and it was like, you can hear like beautiful music, and the room, everywhere that you walk glows. Okay, it's not like you're in this maze anymore that I talk a lot about. It's not like you're walking in this dark forest, this endless dark forest, and you feel like that there is no end. It's not like that anymore, right? You're gonna free yourself from this horrible chapter in your life, right? And just to be able to breathe again and to feel that inner peace, right? This journey of yours that you're going through, I know it's a difficult one, but when you overcome this and when you do find that light, you are going to change entirely. Like everything about you is going to change, because not only did you learn how to love yourself, not only did you find the light, but you're going to learn, the most important thing is about yourself, right? There is this darkness that not everyone's going to go through, and if you are going through this right now, there are many life lessons through this journey of yours, right? You're going to understand what it's like to live in darkness, okay? And when you have overcome this, when your world becomes bright, you are going to be living on the other side of it, which is the light, right? And it's going to affect the way you perceive your perception about yourself and your perception about the world and about other people, right? It's this light that we all talk about is about love, right? And when you learn about love, like the true meaning of it, okay, it's like you're not only loving yourself, but you're also spreading it out to other people, right? And that's why I love what I do, because I love to spread this love that I learned from myself. And hopefully this love that I spread can spread to other people all over the world, right? But again, this light that I'm talking about, when you are going to know, when you get there, you are going to know how it feels, because you're going to feel so different, right? And as you move forward on your journey after you've healed yourself, or if you've come out of this dark chapter in your life, it's like you can't forget the feeling. It just becomes you. Like I say in one of the quote I wrote, like once you overcome the darkness, you will become the light. All right. So the number one thing is to never lose hope, right? Even the smallest amount of light in the darkest room can make the biggest difference. That was one of the quotes that I wrote. So I want you to visualize this light and try to picture yourself in this place where you are holding this candle, and everywhere you go, it's going to light up, every step that you take moving on forward, right? That this place, your future is going to be bright, that everything is going to be okay, that, after going through this darkness, you may even have the story that you can share to others, just like I am doing right now, to help people who are in a very dark situation, that have lost hope, that your story can help inspire other people so that you can help them find the light as well. Because at the end of the day, one of the most important things that we're all searching for is our inner peace and happiness, right? So remember, never give up and always believe in the light, because it exists. That light exists after the darkness, and you're going to get there. Just take care of yourself and love yourself as much as you can. And when you find that light, share it with other people, because there are millions of people that need it right now, right? So if you enjoyed this video, please like it, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and I will catch you on the next episode of the next chapter of Anxiety and Depression Is Not the End. So take care. Bye-bye.
Are you tired of those negative thoughts? Let's get rid of them.
I say yes to life. I have faith in myself. I create my life.
I am a creative person. I have unlimited energy. I feel good.
Nourish your subconscious with positivity. Just listen to Inner Tune and start changing your life, one thought at a time.